Everybody, long time no see. It's Carrie at the House of Floss and Fluffs. Today is Friday, July 13th, and I decided it's time to do a video because it's been, I don't know, almost 4 weeks, and I'm looking at my table and it is covered in a lot of stuff. So I hope everyone has been doing really well since the last time that I saw you guys. I just want to take a quick second and say welcome to all of my new subscribers, and a huge thank you to everyone that continues to watch my videos and comment and leave me thumbs up. You guys know I really appreciate it, and I love getting to hear what you guys have to say. So yeah, where do I start? Because it's been a while and it has been really busy here at the House of Floss and Fluff. So when I last did a video back right around Father's Day weekend, we were planning a trip downstate. So I am from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and both my husband and I have family in the Lower Peninsula. And so we took a very quick trip. We left on Friday, I think it was the 15th of June, and we were home on Sunday the 17th. So yeah, down and back. The reason we took the trip, I had also mentioned in my last video that my family had received some bad news, and that news was that my grandmother, my dad's mom, was diagnosed with gallbladder cancer. Unfortunately, the cancer has spread. She is 87 and has decided to forego treatment. So she is, just living out her days in her home with hospice care. And my husband and I talked about it, and we really wanted to get down and see her because it's been a while. And we really wanted to get down so that she could see my son. So we planned, like I said, we planned a really quick down and back trip. We had actually set aside most of Saturday to spend with my grandma. And it was a couple days before we were set to leave that we found out what her schedule was. And so due to just, she's tired, obviously. And so she can only have visitors a couple times during the day and for only about an hour, which left us with a little bit more time on Saturday than what we had originally planned. So it ended up working out nice because we were able to meet with some other family members in the morning. We had breakfast, and so we got to visit. And then we went and saw my grandma and spent some time with her, and she is doing surprisingly well. I was kind of nervous, I'll be honest. I was a little nervous to see her. I've already watched my dad fight a battle with cancer and ultimately lose, and so it's hard. I mean, you guys understand, it's hard to watch anyone go through that. But she actually looked really well. She had lost some weight because she doesn't have much of an appetite, but other than that, she was great. Her mind is still there, super sharp, and so we had a very nice time visiting with her. And then we left so that she could rest, and we got to head over to Portland, Michigan, and I got to meet up in person with Jennifer Upton, and that was fantastic because her and I have been chatting back and forth for a while now, and so it was so much fun to get to meet her. Not only did I get to meet her, but I got to shop with her at her local needlework shop, Mo's Needle and Thread, which I highly recommend. If you're ever in the Portland area, you need to go over and check out Mo's Needle and Thread because it was awesome. So I'll show you guys in a little while what I got there. I behaved. I told myself I had to behave because we had to have money set aside that we could, get food for get dinners and stuff, and have enough gas money to get home. So I had to behave. But like I said, it was a fantastic time getting to meet Jen. Wish I could have spent even more time there, but you know how it is, quick trip. So after we left Mo's, we went back to my grandma's, spent a little bit more time, and then went back and basically packed up and came home. So that was that weekend. Very busy. And then the following week, we just kind of started returning back to normal, except that my husband had a little bit of a health scare. He was actually at work, and I can laugh about it now, but they had thought that he was having a heart attack. And unfortunately, he was working away from home, so he was taken to an ER that was close to where he was working. They ran a whole battery of tests. Thankfully, everything came back negative. He is fine. What it basically ended up being is that he was severely dehydrated, an electrolyte imbalance, and way too much caffeine. And all that put together mimicked a heart attack. But he did end up on, was it 5 extra days? I think he ended up with 5 extra days off due to medical leave before he got cleared by our family doctor and could return to work. So it was crazy. So then there was that. And then the following week from that, he called, again, he was working away from the house, called on his way home. It was his last day of work. He was going to be off for the weekend. And wouldn't you know, due to the heat, because we've had extremely hot temperatures, we're talking 105-degree heat indexes here, and that is very unusual for the Upper Peninsula. But anyway, he had called his tire. One of his tires blew. Thankfully, it didn't totally blow. It just lost like 10 psi, like that. So he had to pull off, put on a spare. Thankfully, he wasn't that far from home, so he was able to get home on a spare, and we're able to go and get a new tires, and you know, been crazy. And then brought into the 4th. We did not do much for the 4th, so I hope everyone had a happy 4th of July. We didn't do much here. I will say we had a terrified Newfie. So again, if you're new to my channel, we have a 115-pound Newfoundland puppy named Lucy, and you'll hear her in the background. She's walking around and stuff. She may even climb up on the couch because this is her couch. Anyway, she is a little over about a year and a half, I think. This was her second 4th of July, and she hated it. She was terrified. It was actually the Saturday before the 4th. I had her outside about 8:30 at night. We were getting a thunderstorm in, and so I'm not sure if it was thunder or a firework, but she was outside and just boom, scared her. And so we kind of, ever since that point, she did not want to be outside. Thankfully, it's been about a week since the 4th. She is now getting back to normal. But yeah, so that's what we've been up to here. Like I said, it's just kind of been one thing after another, but everyone's doing good now. Everything's slowly, you know, getting back to whatever normal is. And we're like, what, 7 minutes in, and I've just babbled. So we're going to get into what I've been working on. I'm going to start with punch needle. I don't have a lot of punch needle because with the heat has come a lot of humidity. And I have arthritis in my hands. Actually, I have arthritis pretty much everywhere, but it's really bad in my hands. And unfortunately, humidity makes it even worse. So I haven't really been able to punch needle much. But I had showed you guys in my last video that I worked up a few of my own patterns. So this was one of them that I had done. But this is way, way, way too big. Sorry. She's got a toy and I'm hoping she doesn't squeak too loud. Anyway, so this is way, way, way too big to punch. So I still have not figured out how to get my scanner and my computer to play nice, but my husband was like, hey, there's a copier on that printer. I can make a copy for you and we can bring it down to size. So this is one. This is quite small. And then he also did it again for me in this size. So I'm not quite sure which one I'm going to punch yet, because I think they would both be cute, but I think the smaller one might end up being the winner here. Okay, so I also designed one other pattern. This was the other pattern that I designed. This was a 9-inch hoop. So I decided to go ahead and just punch it in this size. And so I did. I finished it. So that's the finished piece. Hopefully you guys can see, because I can't. But yeah, that's the finished piece. And I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I love the sheep. Oops, sorry. Love the sheep. Love the little flower. I hate everything else. So I went ahead and I punched this with a different type of thread. I bought some of the number 5? Yeah, number 5 pearl cotton. We made a run into Joann's on our way home from our downstate trip. And they don't have much at our semi-local Joann's, but they did have some DMCs. Anyway, so I picked this stuff up to try with punch needle. I thought, you know, hey, it'd be kind of interesting. I can't stand it. I punched all of the grass. I did go ahead and punch all of the grass using it and the leaves and whatnot, but I don't like it. So the biggest reason I didn't like it is that I had to use my medium punch needle. And so if you're unfamiliar with punch needle, I'll show you guys what. So I have the Cameo Ultra Punch. Okay. And so what you get is this, which I just call it a pen. I don't know if there's a technical name for it, but I just call it the pen. And it comes, and you can, with interchangeable needles. And I don't think that's going to pick that up, but I like to punch. Now, hold on, let me back up there. When I mean interchangeable needles, when you get a pack, your starter pack, this is what you'll get. So you'll get a pen, small needle, medium needle, and large needle. When I punch, I like to punch with the small needle. It's easier on my hands. I find that I'm not having to use as much force to get my needle through my weaver's cloth. Large needle, or medium needle, I have to use a little bit more force, and I don't ever use the large needle. So let's just say I did not have fun punching this at all. And I just don't like, I really don't like how the floss actually looked overall in the end. So didn't like that. And then the sky, this is just embroidery floss, just 6 strands. So again, I used the medium needle. But I was trying to get creative with my sky and use different shades of blue, and yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. It was awful. And I don't know if you can actually see, like there's a mark right there. Yeah, that's my blood. Let me tell you, I have pricked my finger with an embroidery needle before, because I don't use blunt needles when I cross stitch. I use pointed needles. So what is that, a tapestry needle or whatever? So I've pricked them before, no big deal. Let me tell you, when you prick your finger with a punch needle, because you're going through with some force, and I mean, jab your finger. So yeah, there's even blood on this one because, yeah, it was not fun. Did not enjoy it. So what did come out of that, though, is my husband looked at it and he's like, hey, what have you thought about maybe putting a sun behind the sheep? And I was like, oh, that's a really cute idea. So I redrew it. So he's got a little sun behind him, and it's really super cute. And now my husband did go ahead and shrunk this one down for me too, and I just seem to have misplaced it. No big deal, because I've got the master one here, so I can always copy it again. But I am going to shrink it down before I repunch it. I learned that lesson. So that's all I had for punch needle. Cross stitch. Okay, let's start with a fully finished piece. Now, I can't take credit for this. I did the stitching. My husband finished it for me. So this was Patriotic Patchwork from Stone Street Stitchworks on Etsy. Like I said, I did all the stitching. My husband fully finished it. I think he did a really great job. It turned out so cute. And so we finally have our first piece that is ready to be hung on our patriotic wall. So, love that. And now I told him, here, you can have the stack of other finishes that need to get done. I don't think it's going to happen. Unless it's patriotic in nature, I don't think it's going to happen. Okay, so the rest that I'm going to show you guys, this is in no particular order, I'm going to be honest. I'm kind of winging it here. I don't even have really notes, so we're just going to go. Okay, next piece that I worked on would be Indigo Lane. I don't know if you guys have seen this piece quite a few times, so I did work on this a little bit. I don't think I have a ton of progress, but hold on. Okay. So the house is totally done. Finished the house. Started in over here on the tree. This blue part here is actually the bird. Filled in a little bit more of the grass. Basically, this pattern is 2 pages, and I am basically done with the first page. So, still love it, just needed a little break from it, so I have worked on some other things aside from that. The other one, so I actually wanted to start this piece, and actually we just call this, my husband calls this Freegle, and so that's what I've named this piece now. But I wanted to start this on Flag Day, June 14th, but I ended up not being able to because I was busy packing, which isn't that always the case? Does it always seem like Mom ends up doing all of the packing for everybody, no matter how old they are? But anyway, so I actually started this in the hotel on Friday night when we were downstate. And the lighting down there was absolutely horrible. I had meant to grab, my husband actually has a smaller desk light for some of the work that he does. And I had meant to grab that, and I totally forgot. Okay, I remembered everything else, so, you know, I'll count that as a win. But what we ended up doing is I took my cell phone, well actually my husband did this, took my cell phone, turned my cell phone on the flashlight mode, and then stuck it up behind, up behind us on the headboard so I could stitch. So I got a very, very teeny tiny start, and then I have worked on it one night when we came home. So this is Freegal. This is being stitched on 28 count Lugana in Ren from Picture This Plus. This is stitched 1/1, that's how it's called for. The thread that I'm using is the Gentle Arts Carriage Black. And so like I said, not a huge start on this. This is going to be a big piece though. For being stitched 1/1, it's actually going to be quite a big finish. But I really like that. So that is coming together. Then I had to switch modes, and we're getting close to the due date for the next swap from the Great Biscornu Swap. So I started on my next Biscornu. The theme is, I believe it's a beach theme or a summer theme. So that is the top of my Biscornu. I actually got the pattern from Snowflower Diaries. I got it from her blog. It's a freebie. And I just kind of cut it up a little bit to get it to fit into my 70 by 70 stitch. There we go. It's a 70 by 70 block. So like I said, that's the top. I love this. It turned out so cute. And then this is the bottom. Again, it's another Snowflower Diaries freebie. Kind of just cut it up so it would fit in the block, and I think it's super cute. So the theme of my Biscornu is the top is above the water and the bottom is below the water. So all the stitching is done. Now I just have to do the little backstitch line around both of them, and then I can, you know, put it together. And that'll be ready to be sent to my recipient. Okay, so next we have a finish. I haven't fully finished it, but I finished it. And this is actually a long-standing whip that I have had. Okay, so this is my finish. And this is from the Elfin Forest on Etsy. This is actually stitched on a 28 count, I believe it's a cashel linen from 123 Stitch. I have no idea. I don't know what the color is. I'm assuming it's a cashel because I believe that's what most 28 count is. I don't know. I don't know my linens, you guys. Anyway, the reason I actually stitched this is because I normally don't stitch on linen. I've just started to be comfortable. I'm really comfortable stitching on even weave now. I have not branched into linen yet. For some reason, I had this piece of linen, and I don't know. I don't know why I did, but I did. And I got brave and figured, oh, I'll start this mermaid on here, and I think I stitched her head and a little bit of her hair, and I got frustrated and put it away. Well, pulled it back out because my husband was going through all of the patriotic patterns that he has bought, and he really wants some of them to be stitched on linen. So I was like, well, I'm going to pull this thing out and see if I can actually stitch on linen. I can stitch on linen. It was fun. It turned out really cute. The only thing I have left to do is I'm going to put a few little beads in her hair to make her a little crown. Now, she is supposed to have like French knot eyes, and the fish and the turtle are supposed to have French knot eyes too, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to leave that off. And then, can you guys spot the error in the text? Shining is only supposed to have one N. It's actually charted this way. It is charted with the mistake. I had thought about ripping it out and redoing it, but you know what? I'm going with it. Honestly, I didn't even notice it. It was somebody on Instagram that pointed it out. So, and then I think how I'm going to finish it is I got this wood anchor from Walmart, and so I went ahead and I painted it a brushed gold color, and then I sponged on some navy and then distressed it. And so I think this is how I'm going to finish it. And so it'll get kind of tacked on here like so. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to just do like a little fringe on here, or I've even thought about maybe burning the edges a little bit. We'll see. So that's that. Next one is, I guess, sort of a finish. Kind of, I guess, it's a finish, but So for the 4th, I decided to do an impromptu sal, which is still going on, so if you're interested in doing it, you can join us. It is called the Liberty Sal, and we are stitching these little Liberty bowl fillers that were designed by Barbara Anna, and these can be found in the summer 2018 Punch Needle and Primitive. It's been a long time since I've done a video, and now I can't talk. This pattern is from the summer 2018 issue of Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. Okay, and this is the little kitty. There's 3 of them. I went ahead and stitched the little doggy first. So he is done. I did change a few of the colors. The called fors are, like I said, sorry, I can't talk. Everything called for in this pattern is DMC. I used some DMC and I used some Cosmo threads for, I think, the lighter brown here and the red and the blue are Cosmo threads. So, not sure if I'm going to make these into, I am sure that I'm going to stitch all 3 of them. I'm not sure if I'm going to make them into little pillows, or I might mount them on my little canvases that fit in my cubby up there. We'll see. And then I went back and I'm trying to finish another piece. So this is Midnight Manor from Waxy Moon Designs. I had started this last October, I believe. This is being stitched on a hand-dyed 14 count Aida that I did, and I'm stitching this with mostly hand-dyed floss that I have done as well, except for the ghost. He is stitched in a Cosmo variegated floss, but all the rest of the floss I had dyed myself. So I don't have much more to go. I just have to finish the H and the T, and then there is another one of these lamps that go on this side, and then this will be done. And how I'm going to fully finish it, I don't know yet. We'll see. Never know what's going to pop into mind. But I am trying to, go back and try and finish some of my whips. And then today, I just started, so there are a ton of stitch-alongs going on right now, and I seriously want to do, like, every single one of them. In fact, today, being Friday the 13th, started the stitch-along Black Cat Hollow Sal, and I will put the hashtag, it's hashtag Black Cat Hollow SAL, for Instagram. It was started by Lollipop Stitches and Crafting Between Stitches. And so Black Cat Hollow is a pattern, new pattern from Barbara Anna. And I know, tiny pictures, I'm sorry you guys. I am running low on color printer ink, so I'm not printing as much as I usually do. So this is the first part, and then the second part. The third part will be released in August. So this is a long-going stitch-along. And so I made my start, and I buried it because, sure, why not? We're not doing a video or anything. Okay. So this is my little start that I'm going to go back and work some more on this later today. And so I am stitching this on 28 count Lugana. This is called Rock Quarry. I got this from Yield Stitchery, so I am not sure exactly who the dyer of the fabric is. It might be a silk weaver, but don't quote me on that. So, and I'm using mainly all of the called for DMC, except, what was it? 832 and 830, simply because I don't think I have a lot of those. So what I did is I went and I took 2 that I could find, 2 colors of DMC that I could easily find at my Walmart. This is 470 and 469. And I overdyed them in coffee. So I'm really curious to see how they're going to stitch up. So that's the grass. So that's going to be the grass part. So, yep. So that's what I'm working on today, and for the rest of today, and probably for a little bit this weekend. So as I said, lots of stitch-alongs going on, and that's like the only place that I took notes was all of the stitch-alongs that I want to do. So the other one is by Tiny Modernist. She has a new Halloween pattern out. It's a haunted mansion. The first part was released on July 11th. I really, really want to do that one too, but I'm kind of waiting on that one until I get some more fabric in. And then Jennifer Upton and I So she had texted me a picture of a Barbara Anna pattern that she had gotten. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so super cute. And then I was looking at it and I'm like, wait, that looks really familiar. So I went and I dug through one of my binders of PDF patterns, and sure enough, I had the pattern too. So this is the pattern. It is called Ready for Takeoff. It's a Halloween pattern from Barbara Anna. You can find this on Creative Poppy. I'm sure you can find it at some needle workshops as well. So anyway, so I was like, well, hey, since I have the pattern too, do you want to do stitch along? She's like, sure, let's do a stitch along. When do you want to start? So this one we're going to start on August 1st. And I came up with a quick little hashtag. So hashtag BAD, B-A-D, Halloween Sal, S-A-L. Bad Halloween Sal on Instagram if you want to go ahead and join in with us. The reason it's bad is B-A-D are the Barbara Anna designs. So, okay. Then coming up, if my birthday is going to be coming up in a couple months. My birthday is at the end of September. I would like to do a stitch along for my birthday. And this also is going to tie into haul a little bit. So for my birthday, I'm thinking about doing a new start on September 11th. And that new start would be Lady of the Flag. So I got this when Witchlit re-released the Miras. I picked up Lady of the Flag. Now we are planning, my husband is actually planning a conversion for this, so I will show you guys more about that once we have everything kind of set. But I'm planning on starting that for my birthday, and I'm planning on starting it on September 11th. I don't have a hashtag yet, but I am planning this. You do not have to have this pattern to be part of the stitch along. It's going to be any Mira, any Nora Corbett that you want to work on or that you are currently working on to be part of that stitch along. Okay. Last stitch along that I want to do is coming up in October. This one is for Link is my homeboy for her birthday. The pattern is the Black Pearl from the Primitive Hair. It is a stunning, oh my gosh, so pretty mermaid. The minute I saw it, I wanted it. My husband even saw it and he's like, you gonna get that one? I'm like, no, I'm gonna get that one. I don't have the pattern yet, but I will soon. Anyway, like I said, that one starts October 11th, right? Yes, October 11th or 10th. I'll put the correction in here of so I have the right date. And the hashtag for that one is LIMH birthday SAL. So hashtag LIMH birthday SAL. And so that one's for Link is my homeboy. So those are all of the stitch alongs that I want to do. Who needs sleep, right? I don't need sleep. I'll just stitch. So, okay. Excuse me. So we'll continue on with haul, and we'll continue with Mira haul, because I didn't just stop at Lady of the Flag. So I picked up Fairy Moon. I just thought that one was really pretty. I had never seen this one, so I really like that. And then I got Queen Mermaid. She's just stunning. And Butterfly Fairy. I love butterflies. So I actually have butterflies tattooed on my ankle. So those were the mirrors that I got from the re-release. So then my little haul from Stony Creek, because I picked up, so this was the June pattern for their monthly release. So I so far have May and June, and of course July is now out, so I will have to order that. And so then, since I was ordering that, I picked up, what did I pick up? Okay, so I picked up a few more skeins of Fancy Floss for, geez, what did I pick up? Okay, Indigo Lane, that's what I picked these up for. I knew it would come to me. And then I also picked up the Fancy Floss and the color variations that are called for in these patterns. So I got those as well. And then I got the button pack that goes with the first block. So that's kind of how I'm doing it, is I'm buying the button pack like the following month. So for this month I'll get the button pack for the June release. Okay, and then I just picked up some of the number 8 DMC because this stuff works really well for punch needle. And what did I get? I got 310 and ecru and 712 and white. So why those colors? Those are sheep. So that's why I got those colors, because those are sheep. And we are at 30 minutes, so I'm going to take a really quick break and I will be right back. So the last part of haul that I have to show you guys, this is what I got when we went to Mo's Needle and Thread and I got to shop with Jen. So first she had brought me a few patterns that she had found. She brought me a few snowmen. This one, I love this one. He is so cute. This is Homespun Collectibles. Super sweet. And Blend in Place. They're snowmen. This is Allie and Boogie. This might make really cute punch needle. And then Busy Creations. Isn't that sweet? That's cute. And they even did a little stand-up. So that's really cute. So yeah, those are awesome. Jen's amazing. Thank you. Love those. Cannot start stitching them. Okay, so haul that I got from Mo's Needle and Thread. Could have gone completely crazy, but I tried to behave. Okay. I think I might be missing one, but that's okay. So my husband, of course, picked out a few. So this is a shepherd's bush, and this is a kit. Should have taken all this stuff out, right? So that's, I don't know if you guys can even see. It's a little patriotic sheep. He's so cute. So it comes with everything. You know, it comes with floss and fabric and buttons, and so we're all set, ready to go on that. And then heartstring samplery, American Eagle, and yep, that's gonna glare. That is not gonna work. Not gonna work. I could have sworn he had picked out another pattern. I don't know. Okay, come on. Heartstring samplery, American Eagle. Just really cool. Really cool. And then I picked out this one from Tralala. I really like her designs. And I love this because it is a sheep and it is fall. So those are like two of my favorite things wrapped into one pattern. And then I picked up a punch needle pattern. Because Mo's has punch needle, which is even better. I love both. So this is from Little House Needleworks. I just really like that. So it's fall. You guys know I love fall. So that is my haul that I got this last 3 weeks. Not too bad. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. I did forget stuff. Picked up a couple pieces of fabric. So this is 28 count Lugana and Oaken. Very pretty. Like, love that. And then this is 28 count Jobelin, wow. Jobelin in Dense Fog. And that's reading more green than what it is. I don't know. No, I guess it is kind of green, isn't it? But that's really pretty. So, very pretty. Love those. Okay, and then last, this just came today. Sorry, I'm looking for something white so that I can put behind these. And I know I just had a whole bunch of white paper. Okay, so these are my thread of the month from Victorian Motto. And aren't they gorgeous? Oh, look at that green. Look at that green. Wow. Aren't those beautiful? Yeah, that's like screaming Halloween right there. I love it. Love them. So it's my blue bonnet, Indian Summer, yellow green, mellow caramel, crimson apple, which the DMC equivalency on this one is 816, and Midnight Haunting. The DMC equivalency of this one is 38.37. Yeah. So, I can already tell, I think some of those are going to go in that Barbara Anna Halloween piece that we're going to start in August. I can see that happening. Okay. Lastly, I have been up to something else. So, I have showed you guys before, I do enjoy dyeing my own fabrics. And I've had a lot of encouragement to offer some of my fabrics for sale on my Etsy shop. So I have started doing that. So I've uploaded, I think 6 of them. And I do keep them all in the bags because I don't want them to get the dog hair on them. And so this is one that is up there currently. This is an 18 count Aida. Right now I have all 14 count or 18 count Aida, just to start with. So this is one of my favorites. I have to say this was a hard one to give up because the modeling came out really, really nice on that one. Okay. And then we'll run through these real quick. Okay. So this one is kind of a grungy coral color. This is a 14 count Aida. And then this is called Faded Denim. This is another 14 count Aida. Really nice modeling. And if you like this one, I suggest going and getting it quick because I actually have this at a reduced price, if I can find it, because there ended up a little spot of red on here. So I reduced the price of this piece of fabric for you since that has that little spot of red. Okay. This one is called Cherry Bomb. It is a really nice bright red. It is not showing up true to color at all on here. It's a really, really nice bright colorful red. Great modeling on that. This one is called Evergreen. That's pretty, maybe a little bit darker than that. And nice modeling. And then this one is called Overcast. And it's a gray with a little bit of brown modeling. So those are in my Etsy shop. My Etsy shop is curiouscarrie.etsy.com. And also be sure that you follow me on Instagram at craftingpaws because I do post, I pretty much post daily on there, and I do post right away when I list new fabrics. So I don't have any schedule right now of when I'm listing fabrics. It's just kind of whenever I have the opportunity and I'm able to get them listed. So yeah, go over, check them out, buy them up if you want, and I'll just keep dyeing more. So, you know, hey, it's a good way to do things, right? And so speaking of dyeing, I did a little bit of experimenting. So I gotta just show you guys, this is crazy to me, how dye works. So these are just mine, so if these get covered in dog hair, it's no big deal. So these are all of these grays were dyed in the exact same dye bath. Exact same dye bath. This one you can really, I mean, they were all dyed the exact same method, exact same dye bath, and look at the variation there. So these are just some scraps of Aida that I had. Probably going to use this one as a test piece for when we try stitching our conversion of Lady of the Flag. So then I went ahead and I wanted to try shaving cream dyeing. Epic fail. I did not do very well. Of course, it was my first time doing it. So this was my favorite piece. Oops. It helps if I hold it the correct way. That I did. It's kind of cool. I still need a lot of work learning how to do it, but it was a fun process. I will say that. Shaving cream dyeing. Very fun. So then the other two that I did, I shaving cream dyed these first. I didn't like them, and I went ahead and over dyed them again. So this is the green, this is one side. I'm not crazy about the big red splotches, but if you turn it over, they are not quite as noticeable. But that is a very, very bright piece. And then the blue, again, not crazy about the big bright blotches, but if you turn it over, not so bad. There's kind of some blue blotches, darker blue blotches on there that I kind of like. So that was my experimenting in dyeing, and can't say I'm overly crazy about the results, but they'll get used for something. You know, I can always figure out something to use them for. So, we're going to be at over 40 minutes, I think, for this video, so I think that's everything. I hope so. I guess if not, it wasn't important enough to show, or I'll just save it for next time. So, again, if you're interested in any of my fabrics, please come and check out my Etsy shop. It's Curious, C-U-R-I-O-U-S, Carrie, C-A-R-R-I-E, all one word, .etsy.com. Like I said, I don't know how often I'm going to be uploading new fabrics, but I'll try and do it as often as I can. You can also follow me on Instagram at craftingpaws, so you can kind of see what I've been up to. I tend to post there a lot. So yeah, so thank you guys so much for spending time with me this afternoon. And since it's a Friday, I hope you all have an amazing weekend and get lots of stitchy time in. And I will see you guys again later. Bye, everybody.